Astro World. We back again another week. This week, NBA All Star Weekend. We can dive right into it. But as always, before we do that, we gotta check in with the boys. Quick, check in. What going on with you, Hockey man? It's been a whole week.
It's
What's the
been a
word?
whole week. It's been a whole week. I'm good. I'm blessed. Happy to be here. Ready? How we had a great weekend. It was the All Star weekend, and just ready to chop it up, and get dive straight into it.
What about you, Rayvon?
Pretty much you see him. A nice extended weekend for me. Well, not extended, but it felt like it had some length to it. I don't know why. Um, but just ready to chop out the All Star weekend, the highs, the lows, the everything in between.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yours, yours was long. Mine was quick. I don't know where my weekend went.
I feel like the norm for everybody.
The
Yeah,
norm, the typical weekend.
but funny thing is, I had today off. Like there was a holiday today,
Oh, sweet. What holiday is that?
but family day, some nonsense.
Family day. What the
Family
hell?
day.
I want family day too. Like, come on, man.
But yeah, the day actually went by fast, and I thought,
Yeah.
hey, we here today. We ready to talk about this NBA All Star stuff. So let me dive in to the worst of them all, in my opinion, which,
Which one is
which
this? No, which one
was
is this?
the skills contest.
My
We
goodness.
had three teams. What like? Let me talk about the Antetokounmpos. Obviously, Giannis first was hurt, so he couldn't play. So Drew Holiday had to step in for him and kind of fill. Well, I can't say fill that role, but be in position that he would be in. Because to me, that was not a good showing for the Antetokounmpos
Yeah.
at all.
I don't even know they were in it last year, but I can't tell you where they placed last year, but it was just horrible. I don't know. I don't know how. Sorry to say it, but Thanasis, I don't even know how he was a basketball player. Truthfully, truthfully, he's literally a literal hype man. The man don't get no play on the court, and then when given the opportunity to showcase some skill, the man was severely lacking. Even
It,
his younger brother was performing better than him. Eh,
it must have been nerves. It must have
It
been
must have
nerves.
been.
Everyone, all eyes on you. You got the spotlight. I just feel the man get nervous because it
No
could
way
only
he had the
be.
spotlight, bro.
It could only be
I
the
mean,
NBA players. I would expect more. They've been to the trials. They've been to the trials.
hmm
It's disappointing. I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know what to say.
yeah,
And they've been in it before, right?
yeah. Last year they did it last year, when Giannis was able
That
to
was the
do it.
first. And that was the first time, or they did it
I,
before that as well.
I can't remember. Maybe
If they did it,
you think they
I
did it
don't
like
know.
3 years in a row now?
I feel it feels so. It just
Hmm.
feels like the Giannis brothers are just heavily involved
hmm
in the All Star Weekend now.
I guess so. I guess so,
But
but
it wasn't good. It wasn't fun to watch.
nah. Uh, then the rooks,
It
the
was terrible.
rookies, yeah, the rookies.
The,
On the on
uh,
the shooting challenge, I could not believe they missed there and barely scored like 8 points.
mhm.
They man sat there for a whole minute and just break after break. They man build a whole house, a whole wall, everything.
Ah,
I could not believe it. It was so embarrassing, and I could just see the other players just shaking their head like, this is
Bro,
what it means to be an NBA player. Like, come on, man, you gotta hit more shots than that, especially on contested. Nobody guarding you, nothing like that.
well, I can't
That's the
remember what they were.
thing.
They were like 3 pointers, or I can't remember what it
So you
was.
had like
It was
four.
threes.
Yeah, you had like 5 different spots. You had one but like close to the key. Then you had one in the corner. Then you had one in another mid range one. Then you had one like as a three, and then you had one all the way out almost to the halfway line.
Hmm.
And
yeah, 5 points.
yeah,
I think that one was,
yeah. So before they tried to get some
Tough.
easy points in the
bro.
easy spots, they were trying to shoot from the tree and the furthest point, and just were breaking. And even when they went close, breaking. Lady breaks, man. I couldn't believe. It was so embarrassing to me, and I wasn't even the
The
one that was
main
doing it.
the main
So
break on your 1 pointer.
Yes, that's the
That was
thing.
embarrassing though.
That's the
only
thing.
one point.
Yes,
So basically, you telling me that they can make a career as a mason.
1 pointer.
literally, literally contractor.
That's tough.
Hey man,
That's tough.
you know when you go on the court and and you see the spot that the little children is usually shoot from, the man miss, the man break on them spots.
Gee, it's so
Best
tough.
thing, I don't feel that they was even doing a good job rebounding the ball to get it to them
Yeah,
too
and
much.
that's the next thing. The
I
strategy
think it
behind
was
it.
just
That's the thing. They were not. They didn't have a good strategy at all.
yeah, it
But
was
but
horrible.
what I studied. It's one thing I remember. Just from like watching a number of All Star weekends over the last couple of years, they don't get time to warm up as they normally do in their games. So I feel a good part of it is that they're not warm. I mean, yeah, they're NBA players, yes, but I feel there's a good chunk of it that they're not getting warm. They're not doing their normal hour warm up, hour and a half, 40-minute warm up. They just kind of being thrust into it. So I feel that has a part to play in it as well too. To be fair.
I mean, I think an NBA player could stand on any court and hit some trees, hit some twos, especially when they're right by the basket. But as I say, it might be nerves.
Everybody a
I don't
shooter.
know.
Yeah, and every NBA player is not a shooter, so you know.
That was embarrassing. What else do the Jazz
You
do?
feel you
Then
should
them
scrap
first
it.
round. The Jazz for
The
no.
passing was
Go ahead, Hans.
I think Hans is stuck.
Yeah,
Oh, Hans there. Okay, he's
no,
there.
I was saying that the passing was kind of messed up too. Like for I can't remember exactly which team this was, but them had one guy that wasn't sure what he was supposed to do, and then when them was in the middle lane, like doing the bounce passing, man was missing all dread, all the
yeah.
bounce passes. I was like, what is this?
Ah,
You mean
I think the commissioner
there's
has to do a
Giannis.
better.
Bounce pass straight ahead.
This team Giannis
Man,
team Antetokounmpo is right. Are you talking
I,
about?
I actually wish I was participating.
You think you do better? You
No,
think you
it
do
was
better,
the
Hans?
I think it was the second team.
The rookies.
Of course, I could do better than that, bro. That was terrible.
I see
I still bring
Thanasis.
from watching.
Thanasis was the one that scared me with that passing drill because he was passing the ball and the ball was just bouncing off the things and going so far, so far. They had to break down the points that contributed, right? And Drew Holiday literally carried them to get as much points. He might have had probably like 60 something points compared to the two Antetokounmpo brothers. Like Thanasis probably had like single digit points. It was
22 shared between the 2 points.
that's crazy.
It's
That is
tough.
crazy. So I don't know, man. The skills challenge, I feel like overall, I think the challenges were pretty cool. But the players that participate ain't execute very well at all.
Hmm.
Only the Jazz coming
I
on to
feel
the
like
end.
I feel like the commissioner has to do a
I
better
agree.
job of selecting certain players to participate in the skills challenge. Just to showcase some skill. At least have some skillful players. If you got players that don't contribute much in the game, at least have some skillful players that could you represent the NBA here. At the end of it all. So next year, hopefully, if they still do it, well, they probably will. They gotta select some better players, and I think give the Giannis brothers, the Antetokounmpo brothers,
He
a
is this.
rest. A rest. They've had their time to shine. Bring the Holiday brothers or someone else, or the Morris brothers, somebody else.
Fair enough.
But the thing is, right? I feel them trying to not repeat people. So like whoever in the All Star game probably can do certain like other events, I guess. So that
It's not
trying
so.
to you know get every not so. I think that that's the case. 'Cause is either that or the choice is just terrible.
But I don't think it's
Honestly,
something that they didn't necessarily choose. I think they probably could suggest players, but players would have to want to do it, or players would normally volunteer
Yeah,
themselves. Yeah, exactly.
step board. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. So I don't think it's something that the NBA has control over per se. That's totally up to the players.
mhm.
But I guess we can move on to the next. The next big thing on the All Star Weekend agenda, the 3 point. Well, yeah, the 3 point contest, which is actually turning into probably the most exciting thing on the All Star Weekend. If I being frank,
Yeah.
But I
I don't know.
mean, most
I
people,
still rate I still rate the All Star game above that.
but no, but that has true competition. Like people like coming out there, guys coming out there to compete for real, for real. Like that's from my view.
Mm.
I agree. I think that's the most competitive event on the night, also for the weekend, I should say. But the All Star game is just a different level. You can't, for me, as they don't, we get there, but the 3 point contest can't compare the All Star game for me. No matter how little defense they play in the All Star game, that's still it for me. But the 3 point contest was lovely. It was a good watch. I
Yeah,
will say, definitely a good watch.
I don't know, man. Like,
Those guys, they were. I watched Buddy Hill. Buddy Hill impressed as usual because he's winning already.
mhm.
Tatum didn't look bad. He didn't make the finals, unfortunately, but Tatum didn't look bad. I actually didn't realize how good of a 3 point shooter Tatum was. I think
Tatum.
he's like top. Yeah, he's top
Mhm,
10 right now in
mhm,
the league in terms
Top
of
mhm.
6.
3 points made. Top six. Yeah, in terms of 3 points made.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
he in 6, I should say.
yeah, he in six. Yeah,
I mean,
still top six.
if anything will show you that is last night performance from him too. So there's that as well.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't get it for sure.
Hmm.
But DM was DM. DM got that range.
It's true.
DM made it.
I feel like
Yeah, the
Dame
money
get
balls look
lucky.
easy.
Nah, boy.
Lucky.
He's probably one of the most
Yeah.
consistent long range shooters in the league.
Well,
Besides,
sorry. When I said that, I meant to say that the guy from the Pacers, can't remember his name right
oh,
now.
Halliburton.
Tyrese.
Yeah, because he had a terrible second round.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know
Yeah.
what happened in his second round, but his
They
second
said
round
that
was
they say he was sitting for too long. Cause
That's
he
true
was
too.
the second shooter. He was the second shooter, so he was sitting for a long period of time. He probably
Yeah,
got cold.
yeah,
okay. Yes.
yeah. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like so many things could be the factor. Like getting cool. Like, yes, I guess
Cause
so, but
he even the record in the first round in the very first
yeah,
attempt.
I know
He even the record. I think it was
he got
31, right?
31. Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
was hitting.
He was shooting. He was shooting.
But
Um,
I was actually disappointed that he didn't show up and show
on the
in that second
second round.
round
Yeah, yeah.
because I was hoping that him and Dame could be fighting for it
Yeah.
in the end, but it seemed like Dame had an easy win.
Yeah,
I
sorta. But the
guess.
score was kind of low.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
it wasn't the
what
highest
was
in
it,
the
like
finals.
22, 21, something like that.
something
Yeah,
like that.
it was kind of low.
Yeah, they
It
mentioned.
wasn't the best 3 point. It wasn't the best 3 point contest I've seen.
Yeah.
Uh, but I just feel like I feel like the guys were rushing their shots, and then a lot of them were jumping. They had a lot of elevation on their jumps, and
Tyler
if
Hero
it's one thing,
especially.
Yeah, Taylor Hero was
especially Tyler
his
Hero,
legs was dead
he
when he
was
done.
yeah, and it is one thing I've realized over the years, the guys who jump the most use a lot more effort and energy in the 3 point contest don't really do well. Like when you look at Tyrese is barely leaving the floor.
Yeah.
Remember Clay?
But he
Clay
healed
was
too.
barely leaving the floor as well too. But he like
Hmm.
those guys, even if, I'm not sure Tyrese shoots a lot in game. I can't remember Buddy Hill, but it's a matter of tailoring your form a bit for the contest
Hmm.
to give yourself a better chance. And I know as you said, Tyler Hero was struggling. Who else was struggling too? There was a guy that was breaking it like left, right, and center. I was like, my God. Uh,
This Julius Randle.
Yeah, Randall was
yes,
terrible.
Julius. Right. I was like, hold it. Honestly, right? I think Reggie Miller started off saying, I don't know, no, it was Draymond. It was Draymond.
I don't know how he
Like,
get any three
I
point
I
contest.
don't. Yeah, Draymond was like, I don't know, my boy getting hit.
Yeah,
No,
I
this
genuinely
was
he shooting
surprising me
33% on his season, fam.
to the
Like what do you
to
have?
the fact, right? To the fact, Reggie Miller was like, hey, bro, you split with these guys still. Just just watch what you say. You still playing. Or I retired, but just watch what
And
you say.
then
But
and then
he
when they thought it couldn't get worse, Red Velvet from Sacramento Kings. Oh boy, what the boy name man? Kevin Herter.
uh,
He come on top it.
yes.
Oh, you could talk. Julius Randle scored 13. You might come and score 8 or something. That was
It
like,
was yeah. I was like, bruh.
jeez. Like,
Honestly, I
what?
don't know. When I watched those guys, I was like, jeez. I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know. Well, just right in nerves. I just don't know how he got there.
Yeah, I was screaming at Julius Randle. I was dying.
I don't know. I was like 13. I was like 13. I think it was. I don't know. I think it was. If it was at him, It was Telehero though that started off like, making it only like two buckets within the first 10. I was like, jeez, this is
Hmm.
embarrassing. And then he finally
Yeah,
composed
it
himself
was
a
the
bit,
hero.
you know,
Yeah,
got a half decent score, but that was not pretty at all.
yeah. Jason Tatum too. Jason Tatum was disappointing, and he thought that who on earth does ever start the run
With the money ball.
with the money balls? Like that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
anybody could take one down and
I don't
see that
know.
that makes sense.
I don't know. And he still finished at 18.
He
So
does,
imagine if he did start with the money ball. He could have easily gone
yeah,
a 20
yeah,
mid.
exactly.
How much points you guys think you can make off a 3-point contest?
I could probably do like five.
Right now,
A strong five.
Oh,
I ain't,
right
I ain't
now,
playing that game.
is
I
about
know I ain't not sure.
is about 27 shots, right? I believe I go about 5 to 10.
Ain't that easy enough.
ah,
Hey, you gotta remember that being
yo,
hey,
professional
look,
players.
hey,
oh, but
five is
the
too
rim
low
bigger.
though.
The rim is
Cause
bigger. Nah, it's not that
Yeah,
easy. But I ain't
wait,
go for the
wait, wait.
middle.
So this is 5 buckets or 5 points? Cause
I talking about 5 points.
5 buckets.
I talking about five
Yeah, but
points.
5 points.
no.
5 points.
I know that I ain't squaring all
But
them.
but
That's
so
for
yeah, you
sure.
could put money ball. If you put you got like what 5 money balls and you got the two deep ones
You,
and worth
you,
three.
you, nah, you got more than 5 money balls,
All
B.
right,
Cause
next thing,
the
right?
other four rats that's got one money ball on it, and then you got the two balls that's be like three
Is it
points.
7?
Like you can only get five, B?
All right, we can do.
Nah,
We gotta set up a time to do a 3 point contest.
Yeah.
Do a
alright,
video on a
alright.
3 point
Five?
contest.
Nah, I can't cut myself that short. Nah, five is too low.
I don't think I ain't a 3 point shooter, so
Oh,
I know my
fair.
strengths, but ain't as easy as it look, man. Truthfully,
Man,
but I
I
know
know
if it
five,
was a
five is unacceptable. I know
if it,
that for sure.
if I dedicate my life to playing the game of basketball, there's no way that I going out there and get 8 or 13. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, if you want to be audacious and do like Julius Randle, knowing that you're not a 3-point shooter and go in the contest, then just wait.
Crazy, man.
That was wild though. Dunk contest. I think this one was a little bit more exciting than the 3-point contest. Um,
Yeah, for once,
Uh,
this is usually the saddest event
yeah,
on the night.
yeah.
Truthfully,
well,
most of the time.
no, second.
I think the
But he,
creativity was a lot better this year in
nah, well,
terms of
last year,
yeah, in
but
terms of
last year
dunk
was the
contest.
all-time worst. All-time was like
Yeah,
last
that
year
was
worst.
terrible.
But
No, no, I
I'll be
saying the
honest.
no, I was saying the creativity of the dunk.
Yeah, it was. I think it's still. I think also, but last year's creativity was terrible. Like, so it's easy to be better than last year. But in my opinion,
For now.
in my opinion, I think I don't know. I think most people can agree. We have been spoiled from the Aaron Gordon, Zach
Zach Levine,
Levine
fair enough.
era, and even with Victor Oladipo, those years where there's a lot more excitement, better dunks. You can see a lot of creativity, but especially Zach Levine and Aaron Gordon.
Hmm.
And Derek Jones Jr. I just feel I've seen it, and it doesn't really get me going the same way like that contest.
Hmm.
And this contest was not bad, pretty good, some pretty good dunks, but it's like you've seen them. Like this guy from a guy that won, I can't remember his name at the moment. He
McClung,
basically
Matt
did this.
McClung.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt McClung. He basically did the same. He did almost the same dunk every single time, a version of it, but two hands behind
Nah,
the
bro.
back.
Dog, when
Bro,
you was
bro,
watching it,
he did
He,
almost
he, he was
it
watching this
was
contest through a
it
straw,
was
though.
it was it was
No way.
slight variations, right? It was slight variations, but at the end he finished the same way, the same position. He kind of did
Quite,
a reverse.
No, sir.
how can you wait
Oh
before you
Everyone
man.
go
was the
there,
same.
right? You talk about Derrick Jones Jr. That year that he made that
I
dunk
I
contest, it was
I'm
literally
gonna get
CM
there too,
dunk, literally CM dunk
I'm
every
gonna get
single
there
time.
too. But I want to get there too. Even the guy who came, I can't remember who's the other contestant. Was he from the? Let me check it now.
The third,
Where is he
who
from?
somebody the third.
I can't
Oh,
tell you now.
Trey Murphy.
Trey Murphy. He did the
Mhm.
same thing too, basically. Just a slight version, but he basically did the same thing. It was like the same dunks, just with slight variations.
The
Who
only
who was he? who was the shorter guy that tried doing the elbows with both hands and then tried doing the uppercut?
Sims.
He's shorter.
I
He's
think
a
it was
big
Sims.
fella.
Jericho
He
Sims.
was the
Jericho
absolute
Sims.
worst. Straight off.
Yo,
His wasn't terrible, but his
the
it was the
man
same thing
had
too.
some
Like he did
assists, yo.
elbows.
Yeah, he literally just do the same thing twice. That's talking about doing the same
Yeah,
thing. Like he just do the
No, no, no.
Spider-Man thing at himself. Cause what the hell? Like what
I
would
think
sorry.
the
To be
first
fair
one
to
was supposed to be both
two hands?
elbows, but
one
obviously
didn't
the
quite get
slow
it
mo
properly.
Yeah,
show
yeah.
that the man creeping he hand in the end.
That's so cheesy.
I was dying though. I swear I was dying. There's no my man get one hand in and then like yeah buddy come here.
And then you know the
Uh,
reaction. This is the thing, right? The reaction of the players that was on his side, they said it all. Like everything he
Yeah.
don't remember, just looking at he like, all
really.
right, all right, like come on. And then the
We,
one,
we,
and then he really when he put his hand in the thing and then take off the
the
thing.
envelope.
That was so cheesy, though. Like,
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. I thought
The
it
man
was the
didn't even
same
get
thing.
the envelope open properly, B.
the man rip it up.
Man tear up the fight. Should have get knocked for that.
Ah! And that's the thing, the man get a
I think,
47 for it, you know. Come
Yeah,
but it
on,
was,
man.
but I think it wasn't bad. But it wasn't bad dunk just to create. You see, we've been robbed. That's the way we speaking. Right? Those are decent dunks, you know. It's not easy to put an elbow, yeah, alone, put two, yeah, alone, one elbow in the rim. Yeah, he had to get some serious elevation. But see, we
Bruh.
are accustomed to a certain caliber of dunks, right?
Bruh.
50, like 60s to be fair.
But
My
he's-
If
man
we could have
failed
given
to
60s,
execute. He failed to execute. Because even on the second one, when he was trying to get the envelope and thing, he pulled the net, B, to get a little extra elevation. So he failed to execute what
He was just
what
done
the
bad.
dunk was supposed to be.
Straight. He was done by. You gotta admit it. Regardless
Yeah,
of
bro.
however high he could jump or whatever the case may be. Alright, if you go in any dunk contest, we know that you could jump. Like, duh.
Exactly.
You could jump, but you won't be doing it other ways. So don't tell me, yeah, because it's not easy. Yeah, you gotta be able to do it. Like, come on, man. Jericho Singer was just poor, piss poor, straight off.
not this poor. I think he would have won last year.
No way.
I
If
think
the
he would have
exact
still
same
won
thing
last year.
happened, no way.
Or we topping against. I still believe he would have won. Last year was atrocious. I believe he would have still won. To be fair, he would have won. But you know what's surprising? Carmelo was ranking. He was marking hard as
Yeah, he
hell.
was.
He was
He
getting
was
some
inconsistent,
44s,
B.
44s,
Yo.
46s. Like,
I think he was the most inconsistent judge.
Yeah, he was doing
There-
really not
like-
yeah,
not
yeah.
even guarding here.
There was one. It was a dunk he should have given about a 9 or a 10, and I think he gave it like a 7, no, a 6 or so. And then I had another dunk right afterwards. He gave it an 8. At that point, I was like, okay.
Yeah, same going on there.
Yeah, I don't know how you marking. I think he's going through these old lens.
He
He
was,
made you no lanes because, as you say, he was all over the place with his marks. It wasn't
yeah,
consistent
he
for
was
you.
terrible. He was
But
terrible.
I would say
Everybody else was
the
kind
winner
of
deserved to win. The winner deserved to win. The right guy
Yeah,
won.
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
Without a
just
doubt.
hands down. I will say I do remember he had a dunk where he kind of like hesitated in midair and then dunked it.
Yeah, the man do like
But
a.
he still, but he still dunked it the same way. Everything was the same way. To be fair, the finishing was still the same.
No, the finishing was not the same.
Everything from the 480, from the one he touched the rim, not the rim, he touched the
480?
backboard and
I mean, for
he
40.
did like a spin, 540.
Oh,
Right out here.
like, huh?
But there was one where he touched the rim, the backboard, and then still dunked it. Same two hands behind
That
the
was
back.
the hardest dunk.
But that
For the
one
night.
though, Rayvon,
Yeah.
why two people?
I don't know what had me right. What had me is that man the man that was at the bottom. Of that. You see the man right on the squat. I tell myself this man gonna be
Yeah,
a gym rat. Cause how long he can hold this man at there? How long he can hold this man on? On top of he stand up and he legs too. I was like, what?
Yo, I guess that was presentation point.
I don't
'cause
know.
I was like, just get a guy that tall.
Exactly.
bro. You don't need to get too many.
Like he bring him out to show off he physical strength because I don't know.
yeah.
I wanted to tell
Uh,
myself, I hope this man no follow. I hope this man
he
no
probably
follow.
didn't know.
Hold
He
this
probably
man.
didn't. He probably, he probably, he probably didn't know any tall persons that were willing to do it. I guess.
Hmm.
But two, that's two look better than one.
I guess so. Yeah. But that
So
was
That
hard
was
because in
funny.
the moment when I see it, I was like, okay, cool, done. And then when you make sure to repair that he touched your back, bro, and then
Repair.
yeah,
dunk it,
I
I
was like,
was
yeah, I
like,
was like,
forward, pull it
what?
back.
Yeah,
Hmm,
that's
he has some serious
madness.
that was
height.
painful.
He doesn't look that tall. How
He's
tall is
not.
he?
He's like 6'1", 6'2".
Oh my bad, my bad. He's taller than me. He look. I guess I would look that
Yeah,
short on
but
TV too.
exactly on TV, that's how it be. So
Yeah.
my goodness, man. But
Yo,
he revived the dunk contest because it give it some hype that I didn't really had it. We see the players actually on his side, genuinely freaking out. And Trey Murphy the third with that dunk that he had where he do like a back scratcher into a tomahawk. I think that was
yeah,
pretty hard.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I
was
think that was
Yeah.
kind of
crazy.
That was crazy.
underrated too, truthfully.
Yeah, that was
Cause
Carmelo
I feel
underrated that one for
Yeah,
sure.
I feel for sure, for sure. But I feel like Zach Levine did that too. No, Aaron Gordon did that. I feel like Aaron Gordon did that.
no, he didn't. He didn't though.
Still, it was
I
hard.
just
Regardless, if you
it was
comparing it to Aaron Gordon dunks, then you know his level of difficulty up there.
up there.
Shit.
Let's see.
So all these dunks that happened, which one was the best in your opinion? So far?
I think as I said, the one that McClung do first. I think when you
Oh, the
really,
first.
yeah, when you really look back at it and see what he do, that was pretty crazy, truthfully.
Yeah, I would have to agree. That jumping over two persons, touching the backboard, and then behind the head. I think yeah, that definitely takes it for me.
I think the Hezi was the cleanest,
Hmm.
just just because of like he had to exaggerate the Hezi.
Yeah,
You know
fair
what I
enough.
mean? Like
Yeah,
he had to like show it and then
yeah, that's
punch
core
it
strength,
down.
boy, because you gotta pretend that you're gonna don't, and they actually don't.
Yeah, and then pull it back.
Yeah, fair
For
enough.
me, that one was
I
like
give he
plus
props
it
too
was
because he ain't missed a single dunk. There's that as well. That's the
exactly
factor that made such a
exactly
big difference. He might hit every single one.
exactly facts. I feel like some of these men could just collab with some of these other content creators that
Hmm.
develop dunks and
These
mix
men
it
ain't got
in,
time for that. These
bro.
men trying to
Go
score.
quick collab. Hey, look, boom, do this, boom, boom. Practice a few times. Dunk contest, back in the dunks. We talk about the All Star game, man. All
Yeah.
Star game, as usual, start out slow.
Yeah,
Um,
and it continues slow.
LeBron start up hot.
Yeah, look, I mean, truthfully, the All Star game was exciting when LeBron was in it, but to
Yeah,
me, after he left, it just went downhill. Truthfully, I get like,
Yeah, it wasn't the same. But I would say the third quarter was quite impressive. All the rain
yeah,
of threes. I just would have liked to see a little more defense. I just feel like the guys didn't play any defense
hmm,
at all. Like me at all. And then I think Team
that was
LeBron let
very
it slip away
disappointing.
for them. Team LeBron let it get out of their hands. Then it wasn't as competitive anymore. It was still fun, ish, but it was like a little more defense would have been nice to see. So to up the intensity, see some better plays, etc.
I think
But
the only block I saw was when LeBron blocked
LeBron,
that guy.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it was. I
I
look,
agree with you though, because
typically I don't watch the All Star game generally because it just be a waste of time. I want to watch people actually competing for something that means something. So I don't usually watch it. I just watch it this toss just for the sake of watching it. I would usually just
yeah,
watch the Saturday stuff, which is skills challenge, 3 points you don't dunk contest. Anything else, waste of my time because not many people is be playing like that for real. Celeb game, that could pass. Rising Stars game, that could pass. You had a Nats up game this year. I don't even know was the reason behind it. That could definitely pass as well. But kudos for those players that had the opportunity to showcase the skills on a big stage. Um, so I glad for them, but for me, it's a no.
it could pass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't worry, man. Soon for now, we gonna develop half straw All Star weekend,
yeah, man.
and we gonna do some
Yeah,
challenges. Miller converted off 5 point for the three shot.
Well, I might surprise
Right.
myself.
Um, so my take on the All Star game overall is that it was a little more disappointing than I would have expected because I would have expected the start as it usually is, everybody giving everybody freebies and what's not. But I thought that they would have actually be competitive, like from
Coming on to the ending.
well, not even just the ending, but like from the third quarter, like mid third quarter, just to gradually get the intensity up to make it a fun game at the end. But like you guys said, I feel like it was just a 3 point contest in
And a
the
dunk
latter
contest.
stages.
It wasn't even a contest because Team
Yeah,
It
that
LeBron
was
wasn't
was
even
it,
hitting any
wa-
trees.
yeah, yeah. Cause
but I feel
Tatum went off.
And Donovan
Tatum and
Mitchell.
Mitchell went off, and yeah, Tatum and Mitchell went off.
Dame too.
So
Yeah,
Dame had one from halfway, I think.
yeah.
yeah,
Court.
hit a
That one was
logo.
clean.
But
Yeah.
that's Dame's range.
Yeah, logo Lillard.
Steph does it a lot more, so Dame doesn't really get the credit. And Steph was doing it before Dame, to be fair too. But Dame is quite capable of that
Or you
range.
saw it, or you saw it from Steph before you saw it from Dame.
No, Steph was doing it first for sure. No, Steph was doing that first for sure. I mean, like on a consistent basis,
Mm.
hitting threes like that from that range in game, not trick shots, but in game, early in shot clock, not like last couple seconds of any shot clock, you gotta get a shot up. He's doing what? Got 10 seconds on the clock. Let me pull up. No, so
That's a
so
tear head
so
mentality, boy. You mean me?
yeah, it really is. So because of that, Dame doesn't really get the credit because Steph, he's a 3 point magician. So, but Dame is capable of that kind of that logo range.
Fair enough.
Yeah, boy. One thing about Steph Curry, like I would hate to have to be in the NBA and have to guard Steph Curry. Like, you play almost 20 seconds of perfect defense, and then the man just pull up from 40 feet and drop one of your eyes. Like, that would be
There's
so
nothing you can do with
demoralizing.
that. Yeah, it really is. It really
Like,
is. Nothing you can
jeez.
do about that.
Oh
When he
my
shoot, all you
goodness.
gotta do is don't look back.
It's
That's
true.
it.
Just run back, run. See if you could get like somebody a breakaway, don't in
Yeah,
transition or something like that.
the easy pin. um, Let me talk about the marquee matchups from last week.
Yeah,
I think we covered all that was supposed to be covered for the All Star weekend. Celtics versus Bucks, close game, overtime game.
yeah.
Hakim almost got that one.
Almost, boy. Well, almost.
Almost don't count
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Mm,
Right there.
almost,
Uh,
almost.
Like you predicted already, Vaughn. Giannis went off,
yep.
showed up and showed out, came away with a victory.
Shout
To
out to
be
Drew
fair,
Holiday.
Celtics didn't have Brown, but hey, could have been the same result. Who knows?
Yeah, it's true.
Cavs
Yeah.
Sixers. Thoughts on that game, Rayvon? Any thoughts?
Not much thoughts. I have my money on the Sixers, as they say. Sixers come out with the win, as expected. So I just, living in the glory. Yeah,
Taking that win, taking
yeah,
that dub.
take it out, man. All right, eh?
Taking that dub.
Last week
I
was
think,
a rough one.
yeah, I think everybody has Sixers, so that's good.
Yeah, and
No harm,
then
no foul there. And then the final one was Clippers versus Suns.
yeah, I ain't got to see a lick of this. That game was so late. I was like, ugh. I ain't got to see
Yeah.
a lick. So I don't know, but I know Kawhi been playing pretty good. I don't know if he playing that game truthfully. Let me see.
Kawhi, yeah, he got 16 points.
Oh, all right, nice on it. Well, I don't know
Oh,
after
Yeah,
the Suns.
Paul George and Terrence Mann tied for 26 as
Oh,
the top scorers for the Clippers.
okay, fair enough. Well, the Suns gonna be at different Suns in a couple of weeks.
yep.
So
Yep.
hey, looking forward to that.
Hopefully, it's not like the Mavs.
Yeah, they might get Kyrie and can't win a game.
Yeah, boy.
Now they won. They didn't win the
Yeah, I
first.
think
Did they
they
win the
do.
first?
No, no, they
The
I
lost the
think they
first
won
first
the
two.
two,
first.
but
They lost the
No, no,
first two.
Luca
they
was
won
out.
the first one. They won the first one. Curry played by himself.
Well,
Yes.
yes, yes, but not with
Yeah,
Luca.
First
yeah.
two.
First two. My bad.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
Yeah,
two.
the first two.
But I think Saints. Yeah.
That's the thing about trades, boy.
Hmm.
Gotta get the player and then you gotta figure it out.
Yep,
And figuring out at this point
it'll be rough.
is that's kind of risky.
Hmm.
So, seems to be working for other teams right now, but Mavs gotta figure it out quick.
It's
Otherwise,
true.
they're gonna plummet fast.
It's true.
So Thunder at Jazz is our marquee matchup. Well, our first marquee matchup for next week. I going with Jazz. You guys got.
I can take a risk on the Thunder. I just like how the Thunder been playing, man. Truthfully, uh,
Hmm.
Thunder for me.
And fair enough, fair enough.
Thunder.
Thunder.
Pelicans at Knicks.
Knicks.
I go with next too.
I just feel like Zion being out.
Yeah,
The Pelicans don't start to plummet. Pelicans start to plummet.
I mean, Brandon Ingram back though, so he could probably carry them
He
to
is.
some
He is.
extent.
He could, but I just feel like
Yeah, I feel like Knicks got a better
it,
all-around team right now than the Pelicans.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
And they have to
he needs to
adjust.
get into rhythm.
Hmm.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So Knicks. Knicks at Knicks and Knicks it is. Last one. Oh my god. Last one. Lakers at Mavs. Yvonne, who you got?
Oof.
This one's
Oof.
a tough one, boy.
Oof. That was a tough one.
This
That's a
was a
tough one.
tough
That's a
one,
tough
boy.
one.
Look.
I going with the Lakers, but LeBron boy. I know if LeBron fully healthy.
I going with
LeBron can
I
Mavs
going
play
on
though.
this
Lakers.
one.
I
I
going
got,
I going with
Lakers.
Mavs on this
yeah,
one.
I got Mavs on this one too.
Lakers.
Lakers, Hakeem.
Lakers. With or for LeBron, I going Lakers.
All right.
One double down.
Triple down.
Anyways, people, that's been it so far. I know this one was a little shorter than usual, but the All Star weekend was what we had to talk about, and it was what it was. It is what it is, and it is what it will be next year. Hopefully, it'll be better.
Yeah,
It'll be
hopefully
better.
it's going to be
Hope
in Indiana.
in Ghana next year.
Yeah.
That's good. That's cool. I have no news for you guys. I don't know if you guys have news in other sports,
That'll be cool.
but don't. We yo. Astro Rose gone. See you people.
See you, people.
Bless.